Hey, this is Gabriel from MeTouch. We help gym owners systematize client acquisition so they can get to 7 figures a year and above that, even if they want so. I just wanted to share with you a quick video because I truly realized that this is something that a lot of gym owners are struggling with. Where can I find the time to do content? Is it really important? Like, what should I be doing actually? And what kind of content should I be doing? Because I find myself doing those boring videos everybody sees, and I don't really know if I'm doing well because I'm getting a bit of returns, but is it giving me clients or not? I'm going to give you a full breakdown of the method I use to create content like this and make sure I am consistent with content, never going to stop, and also making sure that it brings me results. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can apply that in your gym. And also, this technique, this is something that's going to save you a lot of time down the line and also going to get you a ton of clients. So stay tuned to the end. We have to follow a few principles to understand that. First is content shouldn't be just like you dancing. Of course you can do dances, but I guess that it's not really your thing if you're watching this video and trying to create content that has an impact and truly solve a problem. And actually it should be centered around this. Content should only be made to solve a problem, a specific problem that your customers have. So it can be different variations of this. It can be either, for example, they want to get to a goal and they don't know how, or maybe they don't know how to do a certain exercise and you actually show them how to do so, but you're always solving a problem, and that's how you bring value, by showing, hey, I know you're struggling with this is how you fix it. And you basically throw a piece of content on that, format it to a way that the algorithm likes, and then you're gonna get results and you're gonna get people that actually gonna feel indebted to you and that are gonna actually buy from you. That's really a question I'm being asked a lot of times, is like, should I be doing organic content? Because I don't really see the return on investment. You can run an ad, for example, you can get some result with this, but like content, what about posting stuff on Instagram? Well, the thing is, take 2 gyms, for example. You got one gym that doesn't post content and one gym that does. If I'm doing my research on the internet, who do you think I'm gonna go with? Let's say they are both the exact same gym. To make it simple, you're gonna go with the one that makes content. And there is a reason why. I'm gonna go quickly into why this is, because then if you understand this, you're gonna be able to see why this is so powerful. There is a psychological bias, something that's called familiarity. Of course, you love people that you tend to see more often more than the one that you never saw. That's that's pretty logical, right? Well, that's something that humans have, which is something that's called familiarity, meaning that whenever you see a lot of your family members, for example, your friends, you're gonna love them more and more, just because of the fact that you see them often. And it's exactly the same thing when you're making content. And the reason why I'm bothering all my clients to actually get on the content train and making sure they're posting a lot of content is that when you create a lot of content that's valuable, it builds familiarity and also a sense of people admiring you in some senses. Because when you see, for example, a YouTuber, somebody that you look up to on the street or something like this, you're like, oh, look at this is this person. You can definitely build that same sensation with your market, which is really powerful whenever you're going to sales situation, because they perceive you as really somebody that's going to solve a problem and also somebody that can truly help. And that facilitates the sales process a ton. But I won't go into that much. What we're going to go into today is more about how do you create those ideas that give those results, if that makes sense. So you have 2 ways to make this happen. The number 1 way, and the most no-brainer way, and I'm not going to spend that much time on this one because it's such a no-brainer and you probably know what it is the principle of stealing like an artist, as Picasso said, which is taking something that works and turning it into your own way, in your own sauce, and posting it out there. Like, I don't know, you take somebody that knows how to do a bench press video and you make it your own spin. The thing is, you know how to do that. You know how to show how to do a bench press, you know how to do a squat, and you basically record that. Now, this is a concept that has been made a ton of times, and if you've already been looking for videos on how to solve this problem, you probably already heard this one, so I'm not going to spend that much time into it, because this way, and I'm going to show you another way that's really cool, that's incredible, that's going to set you apart and help you get a ton of clients. But the problem with this way is that you do not stand out. Yes, you solve a problem, but it's better to not only solve a problem, but also stand out. Now, you can stand out in a few different manners. If you have extremely niche and extremely valuable knowledge, let's say, for example, I don't know, if you take Andrew Huberman, for example, this guy has a lot of knowledge, and definitely when he brings that information into a certain way, the way he brings it about is so different that actually the reason why he built such a big following in such a short amount of time can be different in different ways, either with the knowledge that you have, the specialties you have. But the way I like to actually go about this is being always in the lookout for content ideas. You're basically getting inputs of information. And an idea is simply multiple sources of information in your subconscious that rises above and are like, oh, I actually combine those pieces together and this is the thing that rose up from this. Does it make sense? And content is exactly the same thing. thing actually when you think about it. And when you truly think about this, you can turn content into anything. The reason I actually had this video is because I was just actually writing content for ideas for content. And when I was writing this, I was like, oh, gym owners also struggle with that. Let me write this one down actually. So every single thing that you are looking at can be turned into a piece of content. So let's do this exercise, this quick exercise today, and I'm going to show you exactly what it is. How can I turn this into a golden idea for content? I'm going to give you an example of a video I made. Last week I made 2 videos that were about how to simplify marketing and sales and give you a step-by-step process that's easy to understand based upon Frédéric Delanvier, Strength Anatomy. And because that's one of the books that most of you guys in this industry have read this book or know about the guy, and I just wanted to share that perspective to you because I knew you would be able to understand it easier. Now, how did this idea came about? Well, I knew about the book, I knew about the problem that you guys have, and my brain made a mix of the two, and the thing that came from fruition from this was actually those 2 videos. So you see how I'm sure there's no other videos like this on the internet for gym owners, because that's something I came up with, and that's something that's really a combination of my personal understanding of the world and the things that happen to my life. And you also have things like this that are the exact same. If you have hobbies that you are doing, specific things that you are doing on a day-by-day basis, or a specific bank of knowledge, you can combine that with things that you are doing and actually giving the twist to your content in such a specific way. And if you actually combine that originality with solving a problem, you can not only turn everything into a content idea, but you can also make sure you stand apart and nobody will be able to replicate you. And that's exactly how you build a brand when you think about it. Let's take Nike for example. I don't know if content is going to be a great return on investment. Let's think about the idea of building a brand for a second. Building a brand is not having a logo, by the way. It's a strategy that goes behind it. And content is one of the pieces that makes it come to fruition. But when you think about it, if you take a random shoe and a Nike shoe, let's say you sell a shoe for 20 bucks and you sell a Nike shoe for 100 bucks. What you can do is you can directly see that the return on investment of the Nike brand is 5x, 500%, which is quite good. And you can actually do the same thing in some ways with your gym when you think about it. If you're already able to set yourself apart and make people justify, oh, I'm paying an extra because I'm with those guys, that's going to give you an incredible return on investment, not only on getting more clients in the door, but also making sure you get some premium prices up and that you are so set it apart that you can charge a higher prices for your membership or your services. So again, just to go over that technique one last time, the thing you should be asking yourself is, how can I turn this into a golden idea for content? Let me give you an example. I don't know. I'm just gonna try and think about it for a second and find something that can be a great idea. For example, I see a photo of my brother right here. That's on my PC right here. How can I turn this into a piece of content? Good. Well, how can coming to the gym with your friend can actually make it easier for you to stay in the gym for longer? One problem that your guys may be facing is actually retention for you, but for your members is actually coming to the gym on a regular basis so that they stay longer with you because they appreciate coming to the gym. Well, one way you can actually solve that problem is by saying, hey, cool, come with your friends and family and you can be able to stay longer because it's more enjoyable and all those things like this. You know, I just had this idea on the spot, and not only this is a way that you can solve and actually increase retention, you can actually throw a call to action to your referral, bring a friend campaigns, for example, but this is also a great piece of content that's going to solve a problem of, fuck, I struggle to stay consistent with the gym, and you throw a content idea like this, that's original, it came up by this, so you get the idea of how it works. And you can turn this with everything, anything that you are taking a look at. I just did by looking at this photo. What else can you do? For example, I have those headphones right here, just on my desk. What are the best types of music to listen to at the gym? I don't know, maybe you can throw a study in there that shows increase in strength or performances depending on the type of music that guys listen to. I don't know. You can go ahead and just be wild with this. But the thing is, not to create some dumb things that is gonna do well on TikTok or Instagram. We don't really care about this. What's really important is figuring out, is the problem we're trying to solve a big enough problem that they're actually gonna give a fuck about the piece of content I'm making? And with the inputs I have and my originality, how can I turn this into a way that's so unique that like, oh, I like this idea. And then after that, with those combination of ideas, people can truly identify yourself and set yourself apart from the competition, which is going to help you charge higher prices and also get a ton of more clients because they're like, oh, I like those guys' personality and that's why I'm going to go with them. By the way, if you're struggling with client acquisition for gyms, there's a link in the description. You can click it or not. I don't really care. The thing is, I just want to tell you that I truly appreciate you watching those videos anyway, so you can enjoy it, keep watching, or you can click the like. Again, I don't really care. But yeah, if you enjoyed this one, actually, you can give me a subscribe. I don't mind, really. It's gonna help you not only get better content in your feed and also show YouTube that, well, if you like also the video and comment it, it's gonna show YouTube that, okay, this guy likes this video, and I'm gonna show them more videos that are gonna actually grow your business. So if you can do that, not only I would really appreciate, but you will actually appreciate in the long run. I see you in the next one, and again, I truly appreciate the time that you spent on this video because I know it's so precious. Have a good one.